Capital. I'm joined now by Neil Wilson. He's Senior Market Analyst at ETX Capital. Neil, good to see you. So a lot of people don't know, unless they work in the city, much about GVC. Who are they?
Well, they're something of a success story. They only listed back in 2004 on the AIM market, and they're a very fast-growing online gambling company. They're behind some of the big brands like Foxy Bingo, and they recently took over bwin, and they have a history of deal making and of aggressive growth.
And quite often buying companies that are bigger than themselves.
That's right, and that bodes well for the Ladbrokes deal, because they're significantly larger.
Now, the interesting thing, though, is that GVC's boss, Kenny Alexander, has previously said he's only really interested in buying online gaming assets. Ladbrokes Coral's got 3,700 high street bookies. What's behind that apparent change of heart?
Well, I think the real thing for GVC is diversification and scale, because they also need to contend with regulatory clampdowns across the globe. And I think this is about building scale and about diversifying away so that you're not reliant on one product in one jurisdiction. And I think the fixed odd betting terminals is a great example of how that can be dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, Ladbrokes Coral, I guess it's operating in a very highly regulated market, which brings at least a bit of consistency of earnings, I get, compared with some of the other markets GVC's in. That's
right. I think GVC is very good at they're expanding into emerging markets. I think something around 30% of their revenues come from that area. They've got good experience there, but what they don't have is maybe the access to the UK market. They also don't have the sports book, which Ladbrokes obviously brings, and that's where, if the US decides to deregulate sports betting, that could be a real win for them.
And of course, a fantastic 100-year-old brand. What about the fact that they don't really know what the government's going to say on fixed odds betting terminals? GVC have come up with quite a clever solution to this, haven't they?
It is clever. It's you might think that they've acted too soon, that they might have wanted to wait, but I think GVC wants to get on with the job, and they're paying a decent premium, and it is contingent on the review, so they're protecting their shareholders, but also offering good recompense to Ladbrokes Coral shareholders at the same time. And if you look at the sort of cost synergies that might be possible, the maximum premium of 60p per share on yesterday's closing prices actually doesn't look too bad at all.
Yeah, when you say cost savings, people always think, oh, that means jobs going. I mean, should people who work in the high street bookies for Ladbrokes and Corals be nervous?
I wouldn't say that the merger itself would be the main problem, because GVC doesn't have the high street footprint. So the real problem is the review, the triennial review of the fixed odd betting terminals, and what that might do, because if that is really harsh, then we might see some significant job losses on the high street.
Now, obviously, we've seen a lot of consolidation in the sector. I mean, led by GVC itself, but also Paddy Power getting to bed with Betfair, for example. If this deal goes through, do you expect more mergers in the sector?
I think that's right. I think we will likely see more. I think we saw Kenny Alexander today saying that he expected more. There's a real regulatory sort of overhang for the industry, and it just makes sense to build up that scale and to diversify. And I think we are likely to see maybe the likes of William Hill and others look to tie up in future.
Now, when we had you on the show this time last week, we were talking about the explosive rise in Bitcoin. I mean, it's gone crazy today.
It's gone stratospheric again today. It just keeps on rising, and it's defying gravity. It's defying some of the pundit expectations, and it is hard to see where it's going to go. But we've got the launch of the official regulated futures contracts this Sunday night into Monday, and I think that's really going to be where we might see a lot more volatility.
Just in time for it to go pop. Neil Wilson from ETX Capital. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you.